Grace and peace to you. Welcome to this Pentecost celebration. Welcome to a time where we come together and celebrate the birthday of the church, the Holy Spirit blowing tongues of fire, breathing life into the church. This Pentecost thing's are slightly different. It's just a short reflection here. But on our Facebook page, on our social media, on the Church of Scotland's social media and YouTube and website, there is a service led by our new moderator, Right Reverend Martin Fair, who is joining the whole church together. So if you have a chance, go and check that out. At Pentecost, it is traditional to read of the Spirit blowing amongst the disciples in Acts chapter 2, reading from the first verse. I encourage you to go and read that whole chapter yourself. But for now, hear the words of the first 4 verses. When the day of Pentecost had come, they were all together in one place. And suddenly from heaven there came a sound like the rush of a violent wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. Divided tongues as of fire appeared among them, and a tongue rested on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other languages as the Spirit gave them ability. What languages do you speak? Do you speak French, German? Do you speak Old Scots? Do you speak Arabic? Do you speak in the same language to your parents as you do to your friends? Do you speak in the same way to your friends as you would to your children? How do they speak to each other? Is it in a way that you understand? Language is tricky, but the Holy Spirit came down and gave the disciples to speak to people in their language, whatever their language was, wherever they were in life. And that is a challenge to us, to take the guidance of the Holy Spirit, to be filled with the fire of love and reach out beyond where we are. Reach out beyond the languages that we use and speak to people where they are, to tell them the good news. The news of God that we are to share is news of love. But that love has to be more than just words. That love has to spring into action. And love in action looks like justice. So be filled with the fire of the Holy Spirit. Be nudged by the gentle dove to live a life of love in action, to live a life seeking justice. This week, as you pray, pray for justice, for love in action in your community, for food banks and for phone calls, for the miracles of compassion, and for forgiveness for mistakes made. If you want to sing this week, hymn 189 in CH4, Be Still, for the Presence of the Lord, is a good place to start. And as you think, ask yourself simple questions with long-reaching consequences. Look to God and ask to be filled with the Spirit. And listen to where you are called to love, to collaborate with the Creator of all that is good in showing love to the world. God, your Spirit still surprises like an ever-changing wind, bringing life and love and justice where despair and death have been. May we see your Spirit working as a gift from heaven above. Blessed may we then be a blessing to this world that you so love.